All right, guys, so we're actually going to go to the public library today, read a book. Thought you guys might be entertained by that. Oh wait, it's closed on Mondays. Let's check the back, see if anyone's home. See what's back here. Oh well, hello. Beautiful water fountain back here. One of the many surprises of upstate New York. You just never know what to expect. Never know what you're gonna get into. Absolutely stunning. Has to be at least probably in the high 20s right now, degrees Fahrenheit. But we are heading to Burlington, Vermont. We're super excited for today. As you can see, I'm all bundled up. Definitely a little bit colder here because we are on a farm here, right in the Adirondack region of New York. This is Essex, New York. We're heading to the ferry today. So we're gonna be heading over to the ferry from Essex to Charlotte. There's Deanna, she's ready to go. Alright, so we've arrived at the Essex Ferry. Finally here, about to pay for the ferry to head over to the state of Vermont. Beautiful state of Vermont. Here we are, just super cool. Old docks, different things. And I think it's about $8 per person one way, so it should be only about $32 round trip for us to get there. So as I said before, we are in the town of Essex, New York. Just everything to me is scenic here. We're here to take the ferry, the Essex Ferry, to Vermont. And once we get to Vermont, we'll be in Burlington, Vermont, which is obviously a very well-known town in Vermont. But here's the beautiful Lake Champlain. And today we'll be going on the ferry right across to Charlotte, Vermont over there. Before that, I'm picking up Deanna some coffee. There's a little coffee spot over here that looks like it's called the Pig Cafe. We'll check that place out first. And you know, everything about this is cool to me. I've never personally been on a ferry before. So to go on a ferry on this trip that was somewhat spontaneous should definitely hopefully be a cool experience. And we get to hang out in the car too. So while it's super cold outside, we'll get to be in the car the entire time, which will be really nice. The Pig Cafe. Pig Cafe, excuse me. Alright, so just picked up 2 coffees from the Pink Pig. The lady in there was really funny. She was super conversational. Started talking about Bitcoin, believe it or not. She said she accepts everything but Bitcoin. I said, well, someone gives you a Bitcoin right now, you know, today is what, December 27th, and Bitcoin's at like $26,000. So I was like, you should probably accept it, and then if you don't really want to hold it, just sell it off. I know a lot of the Bitcoin people out there would disagree with that. So before we board the ferry, it's kind of like a bus. Of course, the people have to come off first, and now it's our turn to board, one by one. Here, do you have the ticket? We'll take it. Yeah. How's it going? Here's 2.
The ones you received.
I apologize. This one. Thank you. All right, so here we are, boarding on the ferry to Burlington, Vermont. Super cool. And here we are. And now we just kind of parked here for 25 minutes as we journey over Lake Champlain to Charlotte, Vermont. So believe it or not, we're actually moving right now. It's super weird. Because if you look straight ahead, you can't really tell we're moving. But we are. Here's Essex, New York in the background as we leave and approach the promised land of beautiful Burlington downtown. All right, we just left the ferry. On our way now to Burlington. Burlington from the Charlotte Essex Ferry is only about 15-20 minutes. All right, we arrived in Burlington, Vermont. This is the little town area right here by City Hall. Here's Deanna. What are your first impressions of Burlington?
It looks pretty European, like somewhere Scandinavian.
Scandinavian
yeah.
a little bit, yeah. Kind of a little bit Scandinavian. And we're heading to the famous Church Street right now. So I just kind of want to watch your step. There's some ice, lawsuit waiting to happen. So here we are heading on to Church Street. It's kind of cool how the warehouses line the streets. Super cool. It's a chocolate shop. Super nice. Lululemon. What's that? So this is the famous church that sits at the top of Church Street. We'll go up to the top of it and get kind of a view of the street. And as you can see, there's Deanna. There's a beautiful Christmas tree right in the middle of two nice buildings. That's the one thing I notice when I travel is the architecture, and Burlington, Vermont has some beautiful, beautiful architecture. And Deanna made a point earlier that it kind of reminds her of a Scandinavian town. I'd have to agree. Having traveled to Sweden, Stockholm in particular, Reykjavik in Iceland, you know, then just looking at other videos of different Scandinavian cities and towns, kind of has that vibe. It's also the snow on the ground too, but crisp, fresh air. Everyone here seems to be well dressed, clean, very clean streets. Just really nice overall. Over here? Are you my tour guide for the day?
Yeah.
So over there we have the Adirondack Mountains way off in the distance. You can see those. We're about to go up here to get a better view even, but you know, the view from the other end was nice, but now we have the peaks and valleys of the Adirondack Mountains over here, which is just stunning. It really is beautiful. Here's my other
So
view.
pretty. Aw.
So corny. You excited for some beers?
Yes, I am.
Some food, some beer. I think it's incredible. I think it's beautiful so far. I think that it's everything I remember Burlington was. You know, I was here 4 years ago, and like I said before, having traveled a little bit and been to Scandinavia, it kind of reminds me of almost like a little fjord. A little like you can kind of like settle here in the mountains. Not to be dramatic, but you know, and there's the Adirondacks right across Lake Champlain. All right, so we think it's up here. We're not really sure. What type of beer do you like, Diana? Pilsner?
Pilsner, yeah. Pilsner. Like
No IPAs?
no IPAs.
All right, we think this is it. This is definitely it. So, kind of a cool colonial building right here. One of the best settings I've ever seen for a brewery. Big thumbs up for Foam Brewers so far. Let's see if the beer's any good. We got a 1 p.m. reservation. It is COVID time, so we can sit inside, but probably limited capacity. Here's the view. So we're here at Foam Brewers. What beer are you getting?
Spread the love. Pilsner.
So Foam Brewers is super good so far, and Burlington is known for its breweries. Vermont's known for its craft beer. This whole mid-Atlantic region, really, the New England region is known for its craft beer. And I can completely see why, because this is fantastic. This is really, really good stuff. So we have some poutine here, or poutine, excuse me. We have some poutine here, which is really known for being a Canadian dish, but at the end of the day, we're in Vermont, we're not too far away. And then we have some fantastic breakfast sandwiches here.
The food is really good. I really enjoy my breakfast sandwich. The poutine is really good. I haven't had Canadian poutine, but I imagine it's just as good as the one in Canada. It's different. I never had anything like that. I enjoy it.
So Diana's stout was aged
for 2 years.
in a bourbon barrel.
Bourbon barrel, yes.
And then it was
super good.
conditioned in a syrup. What was it saying?
Maple syrup, cacao.
Soaked cacao nibs. Yeah. So it actually kind of tastes like whiskey.
Very different, yeah.
Yeah.
I never had anything like that.
Super cool. Foam Brewers has been operating on Lake Champlain's waterfront since 2016. Foam, as the locals like to call it, was quickly named one of the 10 best new breweries in the world when it opened back in 2016. What makes it so good is that the team continues to work with local malters and hop growers to make some of the best beers in the country. Foam isn't the only high-ranking brewery in Burlington. In fact, Vermont is so well known for its beer that it has its own categorical distinction, Vermont Beer. Aside from Foam Brewers in the state of Vermont, there are 68 plus craft breweries. In the Queen City, tourists and locals alike swear by Zero Gravity Brewers, Burlington Beer Company, Switchback Brewing Company, Four Quarters Brewing, and many, many more. If Foam Brewers is any indication of the beer in the Queen City, then your taste buds are in good hands. And this is a great thing about the United States of America, is that really any state you go to, anywhere you go, there's always something to see. I mean, this is just stunning. It's beautiful. This is the state of Vermont. Its crown jewel being Burlington. But even in Burlington, in Vermont, there's so much more to see. But the landscape, can't beat it. People just seem to be really laid back, really nice. You know, what I love is that it seems as if everything's kind of on a hill and it goes down to Lake Champlain. It's almost like Lake Champlain is, even though this is City Hall, it seems like the lake is kind of the meeting spot where people go for runs, hikes, take their dogs out.
Look at that view.
And the view is just spectacular. I keep talking about it. You guys are probably getting annoyed if you're still listening. But in reality, I don't even know if this video will do it justice. Not to boast, but the Scandinavian vibes Diana and I were getting were vindicated when I found out that Church Street was in fact designed after Copenhagen, Denmark's main pedestrian mall. In 1962, then architecture student Bill True experienced the transformation of Copenhagen's main shopping district from traffic-snarled nightmare to successful pedestrian mall. Only 7 years later, True found himself the chair of the Burlington Planning Commissioner. With the support of the Street Commission, the idea of promoting Church Street into an inviting pedestrian district was met favorably. Then U.S. Senator Patrick Lee and his Chief of Staff, Paul Brune, secured a federal grant, and Burlington voters, with the support from Mayor Gordon, passed a bond to secure the share of the construction cost. The Church Street Marketplace opened on September 15, 1981. Today, it is described as a gem in the crown of the Queen City of Burlington, and rightfully so. All right, guys, so this is our Airbnb in Essex, New York. I don't know what your first impressions are, but it's super cozy. Nice little fire set up right here. Beautiful windows looking out at the farm. Has some football. Nice little snack and beer. Some beer from the brewery today. Deanna's up here cooking away. She's making some steak, some locally sourced steak that I'm pretty excited about. Hey, Deanna.
Hi.
It's gonna be really good. What do you think of the Airbnb?
I love it. It's so comfortable.
Super comfortable, super cozy. Take you guys upstairs. Up here is the bedroom. Don't mind our mess, but as you can see, just kind of a nice little loft setup. The old beams from the restored farmhouse are still here. There's actually 2 goats outside, which we'll see tomorrow morning, which will be kind of fun for you guys to check out. It's my crazy hat hair. But overall, I mean, really you can't go wrong. This is a perfect location here in Essex, New York. We were about 20 minutes from the ferry. You guys joined us today. We went to Burlington, Vermont, did Lake Placid yesterday. I hope you've really enjoyed the videos so far. We've had the best time, really, the past couple days. So with that, I want to thank you guys for coming on this journey with us. And we're excited. We'll see where we go next. I mean, COVID really you can't go abroad right now, but then again, there's so many things to do, so many places to see in this country alone. And Essex, New York, Burlington, Vermont, Lake Placid, just being 3 awesome locations that we've truly enjoyed this past weekend. I hope you've enjoyed it with us. Hey guys. What do you think of the goats, Deanna?
They're cute. It's so cute. I really like the tan one.
Yeah, he's cute. They're both cute.
Come on, baby girl.
I think they're freaked out about what Mark's doing with them. All that digging.
Oh yeah, makes sense.
They were bottle fed, bottle raised.
Yeah.
And so they're really happy with people.
Yeah.
You know, they're pretty comfy.
Seems that way.
Skinny. We gotta work on you, Tom.
They're cute.
They're pretty sweet.
Yeah. So we just left our Airbnb and driving down the road here, we're kind of close to Westport, New York. We came across this waterfall in the back. It just kind of took us by surprise. Didn't really think expect anything like this, but it's beautiful. And they're gearing up here for snow tonight, so we're getting out. I think we're getting out at actually a really good time. I really hope you enjoyed part 2 of our Adirondack Adventure in Burlington, Vermont. If you were unable to catch part 1 of the journey, make sure to check out our stop in beautiful Lake Placid, where Dion and I explored the history, sights, and sounds of the picturesque town on the lake. Until next time, from somewhere near or far, keep traveling.